Hello students, now we are going to continue with your Python Panda series operations. Last time we have learned about the mathematical operation plus and minus, how to apply plus and multiplication. I have given the example of addition and multiplication. Same way you can perform subtraction as well as the division. Fine students. Now we are going to continue with the some more operation that we can perform on Python Pandas series. Fine students. So first of all we are going to see the function head and tail. What is head and tail? These are going to extract the first or last elements, few elements from your series. I am showing you how. Here I am going to write the program of function head and tail. The very first line, I have already typed on your screen. It is import pandas as p. I have taken here name of pandas as p. Fine. So in your next line I am going to create a series with name s, and here I am giving some value. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fine. These are the 5 elements, and by default the indexes will be 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now what I am going to do? I am going to print the series S head. Fine students. Now in head, what again I have to put the round bracket as it is function. Now if I want to see only first two elements, I will write here 2. Okay, and then when I'll print this, I'll run this program, you can see only first two elements will appear over here. Okay, now if I won't type any number over here, by default it will take 5 and it will print first 5 element. Now we are having only 5, so it will show only 5. Now if I'll write here 6, 7, 8, now there are total 8 elements, but your head will show only first 5. See? Fine students. Now if I'll write here only 3, it will show only first 3 elements. Fine. So it will show you, the head function will show you first top, or you can say first few elements, the number we can specify. If we are not specifying any number, then in that case it will show you first 5 elements. Same way the tail function is there. Tail will show you the last elements. Tail. Now if I'll run this program, last 3 elements. Now if you won't specify any number over here, let's say nothing is here. Now if you'll run it, it will show last 5 elements. Fine students. So I hope this is clear. So this is head and tail function. Fine. Now there are few more operations that we are going to learn on series. I am taking the same series, you can take different one and try the operation on those. Right now I am showing you how we can do indexing. So it's print, let's say if I write here the index position 3, what it will do? It will print the third element. Fine. So here C, only third element, that is at index position 3, it will show you 4. Fine. Now we can do slicing also. For slicing from 0 till third, that means 0, 1, 2. Yes, it will show you. Slicing you have learnt in your 11th class. Again from 2 to 6, it will show you 2, 3, 4 and 5. Yes, see, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Fine. This is the way we can do the slicing. We can do negative indexing also, minus 5 to minus 7. Okay, this will take you to this side. I have just done a little bit wrong. Whenever you are giving the negative indexing, just do remember that your starting value must be smaller than your ending value. Just we do as slicing. हमेशा आपकी starting value पहले होनी चाहिए, ending value बाद में होनी चाहिए. Negative indexing आपकी इस साइड से शुरू होती है. This is your -1, then -2, then -3, then -4, -5. So it will start from here and will go to -4, -3, -2, -1. So for ending place you can give this much. It will show you the starting position from -5 from here till -2 till here. Fine students. So negative indexing is like this. Slicing, is it clear? This is how we can perform the slicing on your series. Okay, now again we can print multiple elements, many elements. Like if we want to index element at index position 0 and index position 5, we can specify like this also. This will print you you need to do like this. Fine, you need to provide the list of indexes inside the series index, so that will give you the specified element. At position 0 it is 0 and at position 5 it is 6, so it is showing you these elements. Fine students. Okay, now few more functions I am going to tell you. That is your LOC. You can use s.loc. Here under LOC you can specify the value like this. If you run this, it will show you. So LOC is again a function through which you can access. Same way you can use slicing over here. If you'll write like this, it will show you elements from 0 till third value. Okay, so this is LOC. Okay, LOC will include this your last index position. There is one more thing is there, ILOC. This won't include your last index position, so it will show you 0, 1 and 2, whereas LOC will show you 0, 1, 2 and 3. Fine students. Okay, now next topic is your data frame. Now what is data frame? As I told you earlier, this is 2D data structure. We can store data in the form of rows and columns. Fine, I'll tell you how. This is rows and columns. We can see here there are 4 columns and 3 rows. So your data frame is a structure like this that arranges the data in the form of rows and columns. Your rows are known as index and these are known as column. You can give the name to your index as well as to your columns, and we can access the data through these two parameters inside your data frame. Fine students. Example, I am going to create a data frame in front of you, through which you are able to understand how we can create the data frame and what do we mean by 2D data structure. Okay, so here I am going to create a data frame in front of you. Import pandas as, here I am writing PD. Then creating a list. Let's see, L with nested list. First thing, I am giving the name and age of few people. Let's say Neha, her age is, let's say, 20. Then second element as Ravi, his age is, let's say, 18. Then another one, let's say Sita. I have to put Sita, and age is, let's say, 19. Fine, students. So I have created a list with 3 elements: Neha 20, Ravi 18, and Sita 19. Each element in this list is containing 2 value, name and their age. Now I am creating a data series. Now see, in list we can arrange the values like this, but if a new person come to your program and see it, he and she won't understand whether how your Neha and 20 is connected with each other. Right now I am telling you it is the age of Neha, age of Ravi and age of Sita, but it is not self-explanatory. But when we store your this data in your data frame, it is self-explanatory, as we are going to give the name to each row and column. Fine. So now I am creating a data frame. Let's say I am giving the name D2 data frame, PD dot date. Do remember your Python is case sensitive, so wherever I am writing D capital, F capital, that must be like that in that form, otherwise it will give you error. Fine. So we have data frame. Here I am giving the value from your list. I am giving here list. Okay, right now I am not giving any name to your rows and columns. Let's see how your data frame will appear on your output screen. I am printing this data frame D. Okay, then I'll tell you how to give the name to your rows and columns. See, there are 3 rows. First row containing Neha 20, second row containing Ravi 18 and Sita, third row containing Sita and 19. The name of row by default is given as 0, 1, 2. Same way column name is given 0 and 1. Now I can change the name to these columns. How? While creating your data frame, I am writing here COLUMN columns is equal to, then the column name first is your, let's say, name, and second one is, let's say, age. Fine. Now again I am running this program. See now what happened. The column name has changed. First column is name, second column is age. Now first row is containing the name as Neha and second one is containing age. So Neha age is 20. It is self-explanatory. Same way I can change the index name. I can give it to let's say index is equal to student 1, then student 2, and third one as student 3. Fine. Okay, the student. Now if I'll run, see, student 1 Neha 20, student 2 Ravi 18 and student 3 Sita 19. Now this is self-explanatory when we talk about your list. If I'll print here list, okay, I'll show you. If you will print your list, print L. Now here is your list, and this dictionary. Both output is in front of you. Now you can understand which one is self-explanatory. This is your list and this one is your data frame. Okay, so through data frame we can arrange your data in such a way which is self-explanatory, easy to understand and easy to manage. Moreover that we can perform different type of operation on your data frame. So this is how we can perform operation on data we can create data frame. This is how we can create the data frame using your list. There are various ways to create your data frame. From dictionary we can also create. From dictionary, the same thing I am creating with dictionary. Okay, instead of creating list, I am creating here a dictionary. How we create a dictionary? Simply the values having your name as the list of value. Let's say Ajay. Okay, I should put here Ajay in your quotes. Ajay. Then next name is, let's say, Nitin. Next name is, let's say, Ram. Fine, and here I am taking the another element as age, list of value, let's say 6, 10 and 8. Fine, this time I have done a little bit different. Now I have created a data frame using your this dictionary, and I am not printing this dictionary, I am directly printing your data frame, and see what happened. It took your column name automatically through your dictionary, and index name I have specified in your data frame. Fine students, this is how we can create your data frame using dictionary. Okay, so for today we will do this much. We will do rest of the operation on your dictionary in your next session. Thank you and have a nice day.